What's going on, guys? Kieran O'Brien here, back at you with another video. And if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, welcome. This is where I make all sorts of videos about social media marketing and digital marketing and how to run, grow, and scale a digital marketing agency. So again, if this is your first time, definitely be sure to click that like button, that subscribe button, and turn on notifications because I make videos every single week on how to do digital marketing and how to scale a marketing agency. So in today's video, this is gonna be a relatively quick and a relatively simple video, but a valuable one because I get this question a lot, and that is, Kieran, how do you send proposals? Do you have a proposal template that I can use? I get people asking me this over email and in my direct messages all the time. And if you guys are in my program, SMMAuniversity.com, that's actually my training program where my mentor Dennis, you and I walk you through A to Z how to start, scale, and grow a social media marketing agency. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. You get all my templates, including this one, in there. But I figured I would make a free version of this for my YouTube channel because I'm all about providing free value, as you guys know if you've watched my channel before. So this is how I do proposals and the software that I actually use to create the proposals. So I've mentioned this in the past, but the website, the software that I use to create all of my social media marketing agency proposals is right here, Proposify.com. Now, I love Proposify. Let me talk to you guys about why I love it. So when I first got started, I was using a bunch of different softwares. I was using LegalZoom to create contracts. I was using DocuSign to get those contracts signed, and then I was using either Slides or Microsoft Office, PowerPoint to create presentations that were my proposals essentially. And you know, all these things, they cost money, and there are all these different platforms that you have to learn and become good at using, because especially when you're making 5, 10, 15 proposals a week, sometimes even a few proposals per day, you know, it gets a bit tiring having to go back in and create these things from scratch every single time. So Proposify takes all of that out of the picture. I have a link down below for you guys to go sign up for your own Proposify account, but I'm going to walk you through exactly how I utilize Proposify in this video as well. So Proposify is great because number one, your contracts are included in the proposal. So they have a digital signature feature at the bottom where you can actually have your contract signed inside of the proposal. So that eliminates the need for anything like DocuSign. And then also Proposify has some really cool tech built into it where you can tell when somebody opens the email, when they view the proposal, and then actually how long they've viewed the proposal as well. So really cool stuff that they've got. I definitely recommend it. I think it starts at $5 a month, and then the next package up is like $25 a month, something along those lines. So definitely check it out, guys. And I believe they do have a free trial as well. Now, let's talk about proposals as a whole. We've talked about Proposify. I want to get into proposals overall as an agency, whether you're selling marketing services or anything else. If you're a service provider, this is going to apply to you. Proposals are important, and the notion that you should send over a proposal via email to your prospect client is so old school, and I want all of you to cut it out right now. If you're a student in SMMA University, I talk about this a lot. You know that I've said this inside of the program. Never, ever, ever send a proposal via email. All right, and now what do I mean by that? Sending a proposal via email is just a way that a prospect client is trying to get you out of their hair, is trying to move the conversation along, is trying to shut you up and just get you out of their life most of the time. Sometimes they're genuinely interested, but you know, if they want a proposal to be sent over via email, they might have 4 or 5 other proposals from marketing companies that they're all bidding against you with. So this is how I do my sales process. Now, when I have a proposal, I still create proposals. I see people out here talking about how proposals are dead, and that's not the case at all. It's just about how you utilize them. Proposals are great, especially with a software like Proposify, but the way that you utilize it needs to be in a smart and tactical way. So what is that? Well, my sales process in my agency is obviously you have the lead, whether you're cold calling, cold emailing, if it's an inbound lead, a warm lead, whatever, doesn't matter where the lead's coming from, you have somebody who's interested in your products or services, right? Now, don't create a proposal just yet. I always have a meeting that I call the discovery meeting. This is where you sit down with the client and walk through what their needs are based on what type of business they have, what their goals are, and you can't assume these things. This is why you can't really create a proposal up front. This is what I talk about inside of SMMA University. You can't diagnose somebody until you know what's wrong with them, right? So I don't create the proposal up front. I do the discovery meeting first. Then I schedule a follow-up meeting where we actually go over the proposal, okay? Now, there is instances in which you can close the client in the same meeting. This is when you would actually create the majority of the proposal and you would be taking notes on your laptop, right? And you would actually, as you're asking the discovery meeting questions, you would be going in and filling in pricing and naming the services, whatever they're called, based on, what that person needs, what that client needs. I've done this before. That's the best way to have a fully custom proposal ready at the end of that conversation. So let's say that you're walking through something with a client and they say, oh yeah, our Facebook ads have been way too expensive. Our cost per lead is too expensive. And you know that you offer lead generation in your agency, and that's going to be a useful service to them. Now because of the discovery meeting, you've figured out what kind of revenue they're doing, what kind of profit they're doing, their average order value, their customer lifetime value. You have all of these figures. If you guys are confused on what I'm talking about, by the way, go browse my YouTube channel. I do have plenty of videos on sales and what discovery meetings are, et cetera, et cetera. But back to the point, you have all of their business metrics now. And so you can create a fee and a agreement that's going to be a win-win for both of you, for your company as well as theirs, and going to be able to help you close the deal faster and in a more timely manner. Because nothing's worse than a blanket offer for everybody. Nothing's worse than packages because the client doesn't feel like they're being taken care of. They don't feel like it's customized to their wants and needs. So when you run through the discovery meeting, you can be taking notes on your laptop. I always tell the client up front when I'm sitting down with them, hey, I have my notes pulled up on my laptop here. I'm going to be taking notes throughout these questions that I'll be asking you, and you just have a conversation with them. Now, again, they start giving you this information. You can start to fill out the blanks in your proposal. Price, the services that you're going to be offering, and everything else, the name of the proposal, their company name within the actual contract at the bottom, all that stuff should be done ahead of time. This is something that happens very rarely for me. I do close clients in the very first meeting every now and then. I'd say 1 out of every 5 clients that I close is a 1 meeting close. The rest of them, I do the discovery meeting first, and then within the next 2 days, maybe even a week, I set a follow-up meeting where we actually sit down and go over the proposal. So that brings me back to where I was a bit earlier in this video. I just wanted to make sure I went off on that tangent to give you guys as much context as possible. Then you get into the presentation. If you're in person, this is when you would turn your laptop to your client and run through it, or you put it up on a projector screen, whatever it is, depending on the setting. If you don't have the ability to be in person with that client, this is when you set up a Zoom call, you sit down with them, and you share your screen and your face so they can see your face. I think that's super important as an agency owner for your clients to actually be able to see your face, to make it a personable experience. Put the camera on your face, share your screen, and then run through the proposal. And so running through the proposal in real time is the best way to close a client. So now let's jump into it. This is my proposal template. Now, because you guys are watching this video, because you're a fan of my YouTube channel, you can download this down below. The link won't work unless you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm just kidding, guys. The link will work, but please, if you get some value from this, go ahead and like and subscribe. But this is a sample proposal. I took this from one of my higher ticket clients that I had, and I cut out all of their identifiable information and put everything as a template for you guys to be able to use, and you can download it down below, as I said. So running through here, I always put my agency logo at the top. I do some sort of custom photo as the background for the proposal. Now at this point in my agency, I actually have a team member, a virtual assistant that knows this entire process, and they do this for me. All I do is send them the information for the client. But at this point, in most of your guys' agencies, if you're just getting started out, if you need a template like this, I recommend, getting used to doing this, putting their photo in there, putting their name here. You're gonna wanna go ahead and name all this stuff, put the date here, submitted by your name. And this stuff actually auto-populates when you're using Proposify, so you don't even have to fill out most of this stuff. You can actually have almost all of it auto-populate. Same with this here. As soon as you create a proposal for a new client, this is all gonna auto-populate within Proposify. I always write this little letter here, okay? It just kind of breaks down what we talked about, and it's just there as a formality. I usually actually skip through that and don't even read it out loud if I'm presenting this to a client in person or over the Zoom call. This is the way that I break down my services: strategies, tactics, and analytics. Typically, this is the same type of stuff every single time. This template is actually old. I'd say this template is probably 1.5 to 2 years old, and I haven't updated it since then. So some of this stuff has changed because my agency has started offering new things. But again, guys, I highly recommend that once you have this template, you go in and customize it to your liking anyway. Then we go through the scope of services here. This kind of walks people through what the services are, how they work, and I usually read just these blue parts out loud to my client in the meeting when I'm going through this. I don't read the black words, just the blue ones, to keep it kind of simple. Then I go through specifically per platform here. So you see I have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And then all platforms, right? This is just basic stuff. If you offer things for platform specific services, go ahead and put that here. It's just the reason that I have this, guys, honestly, it's not really any sort of sales tactic. The only reason that I put all this detail into this proposal is because a lot of my clients in my niche ask questions about the details, about, so what are you guys gonna do on Instagram? What are you guys gonna do on YouTube? What are you guys gonna do on Facebook? So I like to kind of inoculate those objections and answer their questions before they ask them by doing it this way. The next thing is the time frame. How long is it going to take to set everything up? How long is it going to take to kick things off? How long is it going to take to launch campaigns? All that information in terms of timing. Again, so the clients don't have to ask about it, put it right here front and center so that they don't end up asking that question later in the meeting. And then this is the most important part, guys, your investment. Never say price, never say packages, never put multiple different things. Again, I like to put everything fully custom. I like to customize the services as much as possible so that the client feels like they're getting a fully customized and bespoke partnership with your marketing company. And then I always call it an investment. I never say anything like those words that I just rattled out. I always call it an investment because it really is. If you're going to get results for this company, it's an investment. They're investing into you. They're investing into their marketing. And that's what it is at the end of the day. I break everything down. I put their logo here. I put the company, the client's logo here. I break it down based on the services, social media marketing, YouTube, whatever it is. This specific client that I used to make this template actually had 2 subsidiary companies, so I put 2 of these here. If you guys just have one company that you're dealing with, just go ahead and delete this page. I put a photo here, and this is actually cool, guys. I've gotten comments on this by prospect clients in the past. I take an image off of Google or off of their website and throw it right here for their business. So I customize it to their business to make sure that they genuinely feel like they are being catered to with this proposal. So that really sets you apart as an agency because you're going out of your way to fully customize the proposal. A little thing down here. And then lastly is the client contract. Now, guys, I am not a lawyer. Obviously, I'm not here to give legal advice. This is a contract that my attorney drafted up. So I recommend if you guys have a different type of service than me, or if you live in a different part of the world or even a different state, I'm here in Arizona. But I highly recommend that you guys get your own contract drafted up. But yeah, throw that right in here. And then at the bottom, you can actually drag and drop the signatures, the e-signatures right here using Proposify, and then you can go ahead and send this over to your client and they can e-sign it right there while you're on the Zoom call with them. So you send that over and you can literally sit there talking to them while they run through it themselves on their own end and they sign it. Now that actually reminds me, guys, I do send the proposal to the client right before I start the meeting so that they can follow along with me. That way that they don't have, if you send it over too early, they might actually sneak a peek at it and go look at the price, and then they're psychologically, they're not really listening to what you're saying throughout the meeting. You want to make sure that they're going through it with you, or if you're worried about them sneaking down and looking at the price and just getting distracted by that, then you can just send it over to them after you're done with the meeting to sign it. There's a lot of stuff involved in the proposal presentation meeting that you're going to need to do right psychologically and sales-wise to be able to close deals, such as asking them if they have any further questions at the end of it, inoculating the objections, being able to overcome the objections when they come to you, and then asking for the business. The number one way that I like to ask for business at the end is very simple. Have I earned your business? Mr. Business Owner, have I earned your business? And if they say yes, great. This is where you sign. I've sent it over to your email. Just go ahead and sign that e-signature at the bottom. If not, then there's an objection that you need to overcome, and you can start to ask them questions about that and probe deeper into why they're not ready yet. But yeah, guys, this is the best setup, in my opinion, moving into 2020 for an agency owner to use for their proposal meetings. I highly recommend Proposify. As I said, there's a link down below. And guys, if you got value from this, if you're gonna download the template, please at least like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really shows me that you guys are here to support the channel and that you want more content like this. So I would really appreciate that. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.